Hello, and welcome back to the Coup de Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Tommy Lazarides and Noah Fisher, and we are here to discuss Aston Villa versus Manchester United from Sunday. Yeah, we go into the international break on fifth spot. 2 points dropped, or was it a good point? We'll have to discuss that later. Like to know from you guys. Put your comments in the chat, and we will be talking about that match and much more coming up after this. And welcome back to Coup de Villa on live. We are here to discuss Aston Villa versus Manchester United, as I mentioned earlier. And after the euphoria of Bayern in midweek in the European Cup, we were brought back down to earth a bit in this match. Not really a game to remember, especially for the neutrals. But from a Villa perspective, Noah, you were there. It was a lot of excitement in the ground, obviously, coming off the midweek victory. And we had the opportunity to absolutely nail Erik ten Hag and Manchester United, put the final nail in the coffin and go into this international break on a high, but didn't really pan out that way. But what's your perspective on this? Is this an opportunity missed, or, should we just consider it a good start to the season, we move on?
I think it's a bit of both, Scott. I think if we're ever going to beat Manchester United, I think it's going to be yesterday. My last game for my trip, finishing a 0-0 draw. But look, credit to United. They came there for minimum a point. They were quite defensive, and that's what they got. They got a point. I think it's a point gained. I think in previous years we might have lost that game. We had a chance to lose it late, which we'll probably touch on when they broke in like the 100th minute like they normally do and score, but they didn't. We're fifth. We're 1 point behind where we were last year. But I think just the expectation, how well we've been playing, it's a lot of people over, hyping up what we should be doing. I mean, we're still doing well in the Champions League, undefeated. It was a clean sheet, first one since Arsenal away last year. Some positives to come from the game, definitely.
That's right. And Tommy, like Noah said, United came here with a plan. I think they didn't want to get beaten. They wanted to be compact. They wanted to be solid. And I think that just sort of is a bit of a realization as to where we are as a team as Villa, that they would do that against us. And that we're obviously the better team right now. You can see it on the table, but you can also see it in the performances of the last, 18 months or so since Emery came in. We did have a couple of chances to nick it. Philogene had a great chance at the end. That would have been, the cherry on the icing on the cake if that had gone in for his first goal for Villa. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And I think the creative players that we had on the pitch, like Leon Bailey, Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins, Duran when he came on, just didn't really happen for them. But, I don't think it was a total disaster. How do you feel?
You win some, you lose some, Scott. And yeah, like I said, Noah, with some breaking news. Apparently Duran's just signed a new contract. I'd love to know what the release clause is.
I would love to know as well. It's just got put on social media 4 minutes ago that John Duran has signed a new contract with Aston Villa. So
there's a release clause in there for sure. Or, I don't know. I have realised with Duran, right? I saw in the game, seemed like going at it with Rogers. I feel like he's a bit of a Balotelli, a bit of a dressing room nightmare, but he scores goals and, you take the good with the bad. Also, I just want to shout out to Bonnie, Scotty UK, Jemima. Thanks for the commentary. We love you all. Thanks for your input. Oi, Scotty. Yeah, good to see you, mate. But yeah, no, look, United have always been a bogey team for us. I mean, it goes back to the Macheda days. They're bringing on fucking youth products. I mean, the reality is, let's talk about the injury list, right? We had, McGinn's a starter, Anana's a starter. Probably needed him in this game. Although I will give Barkley 2 votes to me. I think he warranted 2 votes and looked pretty good for the full 90. Conser going off was a bit of a loss, but then Carlos comes in. So we definitely have capable replacements. I think Carlos had another really solid game. Powell's just been a Rolls Royce. We could have put it away, honestly. But, like United, they came there with a game plan, and I thought Onana had a really good game for them. Probably should have scored, or that Tielemans chance, and he's pulled the save out of his backside. I know Emmy kept us in the game with the save against Rashford, but I think we need to just, realise how far we've come. We've got Manchester United, whether they're, this is not their best side we've seen in history. They're still a great club. I actually think they've been playing some okay football. They scored 2 against Porto, who are a really good side in Europa, right? So, I think I take the point, but I do think we could have nabbed 3. I mean, not saying a point apiece is an equal result, but, would have been nice to have 3, but walking away with 1, it's not too bad. And I think the stat, Noel, was it's our first clean sheet in 12 games since Arsenal away in April.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy to think that. And it's 2 clean sheets in a row, Noah, with the Bayern game as well. And defensively, we were very solid, and we were, very good at the back there. Matty Cash came in. I think he definitely helped. And it means that Conte got to be pushed back into his preferred position in the middle.
And he gets in.
Exactly. It was unlucky, but with all these injuries and with players like Philogene that are still, finding their feet at Premier League level, I think we will take the point and we'll move on. And it was never going to be the most cohesive of performances, I think, with all the injuries and the changes, and we saw that especially in the final third with our last, our final ball just wasn't there at times, and disappointing, but look, if we, again, we've come so far to be disappointed with a draw against Man United. It's not an absolute disaster, but it just shows, expectations, have gone up for this football club.
No, 100%. I was going to say, like, this team last year, they stole 6 points off us last year. We're 2-0 up on Boxing Day. They beat us 3-2. It's a point gain, Scott. There's no such thing as like a negative point, I think. Like, every point is crucial. I mean, we could come back into the season and make Champions League by 1 point. So
absolutely.
you absolutely take it. I do think if Rodgers scored in the second minute, whatever it was early, I think it's simply a different game. I think we win 4 or 5-0 because I was, just crumble. But I thought the goal was in. I was sitting up in North yesterday, got my seat moved, and I thought it was in. So did every single person around me. But everyone was flat, as Scotty just put here. Bailey's not 100% fit yet. He looked okay, looked better. But, you compare it to what he was last year. Ollie was very flat. Rodgers was not as energetic. We definitely missed Onana, but the person that we missed the most is McGinn, just someone that can carry the ball up for us and hold on to the ball. I mean, I'd have to say United won the midfield battle yesterday, in my opinion. They really did. They dominated the midfield. Tielemans was good, but it's in my opinion, 2 teams that need 2 weeks off. And they've got that now. They've got a couple of weeks off now to kind of settle down and get things right.
Well, I think, we were obviously sloppy with the ball, especially in the first half. I think second half, there was an improvement, and we did go for it a bit more. We just need to sort of figure out, the best formula in those sort of front areas. I think, Philogene and Bailey in the same team, means that we when Ramsey drifts into the middle, we have a bit more control in that midfield, whereas having 2 guys that are real wingers means that maybe we can't dominate the midfield like we normally do. I mean, Emery's game plan in many other games is kind of get to halftime 0-0 and then go for it second half, and I think that's what he tried to do here. It's just unfortunately second half we didn't have the quality to break them down and get that winning goal. But Tommy, is there any sort of structural things that you'd like to see when we come back and play Fulham after the international break?
Fulham are going to be really tough away, I think, to be honest. Thank God we're not doing predictions this week because I might have had to be capped at negative. But Noel's got a crush from the Whispers Racing podcast. Okay.
Hello, Sam. It's my friend Sam from my cricket club back home.
Oh, it's a guy. Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Say no more. All good. Nothing out of the ordinary. And also, hey, Owen, we miss you, mate. We love you. Owen, was Owen reporting the news? I didn't even know.
No. Owen just joined before, and it was me that put it in. No, don't worry about
there you go. Big Owen, mate. Still recovering. But, yeah, Scotty, I think one thing that stands out is we lack that energy. We lack McGinn, to be honest. And these are the games we need him, just to push the boys. And, he can create too if he wants to push further up. I think we forget that he always takes one for the team, does a lot of the dirty work. But I actually thought it was good seeing Philogene. I think seeing two genuine wingers, it shows we do have that potential. Yes, we may lack that in the midfield, but Man United weren't, exploiting that at all. They just sat even further back. I think we forget how, United, whether the squad gels or not, they've got some good players, right? Maguire forced off and in comes Delete for 60 million or whatever they paid for him, right? So, these are world-class players that we are playing against. Fernandes, they're just playing off at the moment, whether that's coaching, whether that's a toxic culture in the club. I probably think it's the latter, based on all my Man United mates' comments. So many of my Man United mates were like, mate, please beat us. We want Ten Hag gone. Do us a favour. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought we did well, Scott. McGinn's a starter, Onana's a starter. Conser went off early. I mean, Carlos came in, but really Conser's going to start at centre-back 10 times out of 10. So we did well with what we had, Scott.
Yeah, as far as the injuries go, I did hear Unai Emery say that it's looking like McGinn, Onana, and Conser will be back before the end of the international break. So
right.
I don't think it's too bad with Conser. Let's hope so, because he is a crucial player, and that centre-back position is one where we are maybe a little bit light. Fingers crossed he'll be back soon. But
Carlos turned into prime Maldini all of a sudden.
Carlos played very well.
I thought he was great when he nudged Hoyland off the ball. They're like, it's hands in the back. He's just a big unit. You got to give him that. He's going to give you a nudge. Rashford. By the way, I know controversial, energy or not, Scott. Rashford should have been off with that second trip on Bailey or whoever it was. That was just pure laziness, and they didn't even review it. The pricks.
Yes, well, they can't review second yellows, can they? Unfortunately, but they.
What's the ref?
Well, yeah. I mean, he gave him his last warning, which I think 10, 15 years ago was like the common thing. But these days, if you've just been booked and you kick a player and he wasn't going for the ball at all, Bailey was past him, that is a second yellow. I would say probably 8 times out of 10, and we unfortunately again. It goes against us. I mean, a lot of people will say if it was the other way around, Bailey would have gone. If he was on a yellow and Rashford had gone past him and he'd done that. So, you can look at that if you want, but I don't think that's the reason we drew the game or didn't win the game. I think we were a bit tired. There was a bit of a Champions League come down, if you like, and maybe Emery's tactics. To be slow with the build-up and, very patient in the first half when maybe they were vulnerable and we could have gone at them a bit more. But, look, Ten Hag knew that, Ollie Watkins, Duran, Bailey, these kind of guys like the ball in behind, like the space in behind, and they sat back and soaked it up. So you got to give them, props, because they came with a game plan and it worked to a certain extent, and they came the closest to scoring with Bruno Fernandes' free kick. So, but I think we probably shaded the game. If you look at the possession here, 53% for Villa. We had 11 shots; they had 10.
I think it's more a result, Scott. In my opinion,
yeah, I think the draw is. Yeah, I agree. But if it was like a boxing,
you can have 50 shots, but you look at whose shots were better, Scott. I'd probably say we had the better chances of the two teams.
Our final ball was shocking, though. It just summed up with that Rodgers cross, the last minute of the game.
Yeah, where it bubbled up.
It went out of bounds.
Oh, and Duran was there as well. I thought, oh my God, if this goes in.
It's just one of those days. Philogene Bidays had one bloke in front of him, and he hit the bloke. He hit him.
He should have gone. He should have gone back across the goal. He went to the near post, try to put it high near post. But if he had gone low far post, I reckon he might have scored. If that drops to Watkins or Duran, or even Leon Bailey, if he, you think that's going in, but look, you can't blame, Philogene. He's He's a
He
young
had a great
kid.
game. I thought he had a great game. And one thing I noticed, Scott, that kid can cover a lot of ground and he's got a big engine in him. He's got a lot of run in him and he really helps out the fullbacks. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a rare quality in a winger these days. You look at Bailey, who, all right, he tries to track back, but you can see sometimes he's still flailing around the front third.
What did you
I
think
think
of
Masson should have come on earlier.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. What did you think of Emery's in-game management? Because Matson did come on very, very late. Duran as well, maybe could have come on a bit earlier.
I thought they're coming around the 70th. Like, he left it too late, I think.
Duran came on bang on 60.
Did he? Oh, there you go.
About 60.
But he needs Matson. Normally, it's like bring them all in one. And I just thought Matson came on too late. The sub should have been Matson for Bailey or Philogene Badace. Leave Digne on. I thought Digne had a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I always questioned his defense. He was a lead at left back the whole game.
Yeah.
And when you've got a team sitting back on you and defending deep with like the likes of Evans and Maguire and these guys that, you know, aren't the quickest, you need someone to unlock the defense. And I thought maybe Emi Buendia would have been good in this game for 20 minutes, you know, just bring him on for maybe Barkley or someone and just, or maybe Rodgers, because it wasn't really Rodgers' day. Maybe you could have put Rodgers out wide or something if you wanted to keep him on. But, you know, just someone in that number 10 area who has the quality to do something a little bit off the cuff. You know,
fair play to Johnny Evans, by the way. Like, he copped a lot of criticism. He was very, very good yesterday.
How good is he for his age, man?
He was very good. It's unbelievable. And then you got to think, like, Maguire went off injured, and they can bring on the ability of De Ligt off the bench. Lindelof came on. Like, it's just they've got the quality to do that. But Johnny Evans to be doing what he's doing when his
age
is over.
So he left United, was it for Leicester or someone, right? And then he gets bought back for like 20 million. Or he went to West Brom, then Leicester, and then he gets bought back by United.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean they've got like, you know, two defenders that they bought under Ten Hag, and they were on the bench, and you know, talking about rotation. Like, a lot of United fans, when they saw the lineup, was saying he wants to get sacked. You know, this is him like throwing the towel in. But you know, look, you know, from a Villa point of view, I think, you know, there are a lot of positives we can take from this game. I think, you know, we didn't play our best, but like Noah said earlier, I think we would have maybe lost this game 1-0 or something, you know, like a year, 18 months ago. And the only shots they had were Rashford from outside the box and the free kick from Fernandez.
Oh, Fernandez. And if that went in, that would have been so unjust.
Yeah, well, it would have been a tough one to take for sure. But Martinez made a couple of good saves from Rashford. The second one, especially, he gets a slight finger on it, and I think that might have dipped in if he didn't do that, because it just clipped the top of the bar. You know, so Martinez has been coming in big last few weeks, and we're going to really need that going forward because he's such an important player for us. And I think he started the season a bit slow, let a couple in that he might have felt he could have done better with. You know, he got a sort of soft
he's recovered, Scott. We let it go. He's
on fire now, and it's huge because he's been a captain as well. No, go. I have a question,
ahead. Scott. At which point do we admit Emmy's the greatest keeper we've ever had at Villa?
I think it's happened now.
I mean, you got to look at accolades.
Bosnich was always my favorite because when I was a kid, you know, he came in, he was the Aussie. You know, I knew him from, you know, the NSL and all that. So I knew him from Australia, and, you know, he was always like the penalty king and the penalty shootouts, that sort of thing. But
Martinez just next level.
He's gone past him for sure. And he's such a presence, such a leader, such a, just such a great goalkeeper as well. And I think, go for it.
No, I think because he's had so much success at international level, it almost alleviates what he needs to do at club level. If he never tasted success with Argentina, I think maybe leaving for another team, another division, you know, would maybe be enticing. But I think we're actually, I touch wood, but I do believe we'd be able to keep hold of him. I saw when he signed his new contract, like, he just seems so happy to be there.
Yeah,
absolutely. We've got a comment here from Nick saying he hit the like and he didn't mean it. So, come on, Nick, you know, hit that like. Maybe subscribe while you're here as well. Are you a United fan?
Can you accidentally hit subscribe as well?
If you're a Man United fan, let us know. What did you think of the game yesterday? Because I think you guys defended quite well, and not the worst point in the world for you guys. Are you a Ten Hag in or a Ten Hag out? Let me know, because we can hear from both sets of the game here. We're not just all Villa.
Speaking of subscribers, oh no,
800
you
subs.
took it. I had a look at the private chat. There you go.
Yeah, I was going to say 800 subs.
Yeah, it's
So
a
thank you,
nice,
everyone.
nice one. Thanks, everyone. You guys are, mean the world to us, and we appreciate all your support. And if we could get up to 1,000 before the end of the season, that would be amazing. And so tell your friends, share the pod, and hopefully we can get up there, and then it'll be big fun. So thanks again, and look, let's move on, Noah, because this was your last game watching the Villa in your little trip over there. But you were also at another match for the under-23s. Let us know how that went.
Yeah, so I made the trip to Bodymore Heath for the first time. It's a massive complex, but I do it quite well on the academy pitch. They got one stand there. I'm not too sure how many it holds. Maybe a couple hundred people. Not too sure. But I was there with Owen, and Simon was there as well. So it was good fun watching Mings and Kamara make their return, and it's just special to see, because obviously everyone was there just to see how they went, and they got through. Mings, the Newcastle young guys were a bit scared to run at him. He was a bit of a presence. They did lose the game 3-2. They were winning. It was at 1-1 at halftime. It was maybe 1-1 at halftime, and they just did so well. Kamara controlled the game and looked like back to his old self, and a new haircut. Looks like he's trying to be Louise off Wish with that hairstyle. But again, all I can say is just good thing they got through. It's 45 minutes in the tank. You can see that like Mings was just strolling around and his positioning looked good, but you can tell they don't know anyone. I was saying to you guys before the pod, like he was yelling out, pass the left back or midfielder, like just trying to yell it out. So it was good fun though.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, obviously, we definitely need those two back, especially with the injuries that we seem to be suffering. And hopefully, I mean, we got Fulham, Bologna, Bournemouth, Palace coming up. So, I mean, games that we can pick up points, and maybe games that we could bring them in. The League Cup against Palace, I'm looking at on the 30th of October. I reckon that might be a game where Mings and Kamara probably maybe start if we could see them off the bench in maybe one or two of the other games.
When am I going to watch a Villa game? Oh, Jemima's just asking me in general. I thought she meant like, I'm like, I watch every game. Is this Felicity's burner account? What's with all these Villa chicks obsessing over me, Noah?
Look, you're the good-looking one. That's why we get you on, Tommy. You're
only reason you're here.
Stop it. I'll let you know, Jemima. I was actually telling you I would like to go while we're finally fucking good.
That's a good point, and I'm looking forward to going soon as well. But I got bigger things on the horizon. But look,
little things.
Yeah, little things and big things. But look, this is an interesting point from Nick. Hi, Nick. Make sure you've subscribed. Thanks for the like.
And meant to like the video now.
Yeah. And, the international break comes now, and a lot of people are sort of talking about that and how, we've got two international breaks in the season before we've played 8 games. And, do we need these international breaks and all that sort of thing? What are your thoughts? Because, I mean, we've got to play international football somewhere, I guess. So I'm not really sure, where these games could go if they weren't, now. It's better than later.
I look at it in a couple of ways, Scott. I think it's good for the players that are like, we've played a lot of football already this year so far, and we're going to play a lot more. I think it's good for the players that aren't going because they get a bit of a break. And it's not as probably like, I think for like the ones that are going, it's business as usual. But the ones that aren't, they get a good break, or for the injured players, they get a chance to come back. Obviously, hopefully when we come back from international break, we'll have all those players playing for us again. Like have McGinn, Ramsey, Konsa, Bailey up to full pace, and it'll be good just to get them back going. But for the ones that are, I do think they're playing too much football. And I think like you look at the Bundesliga and you look at all the other leagues, they do like a winter break for, is it 2 weeks? They get off 2 or 3 weeks.
They do, yeah.
I do think the Premier League need to look into something like that down the line because I think they are playing a lot of football, but they are getting paid a lot of money to do so.
Unfortunately, I think, I think, the Christmas period is so sort of epic and iconic with English football. Like, the Boxing Day match, the games around New Year's and this sort of thing. So, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they have tried to sort of break the games up a bit in January, but look, I'm not a huge hater on international football. Coming from early 90s and stuff, when I got into football, it was such a bigger thing. Like England games there was like a buzz around them, like especially World Cup qualifiers and things. I know the friendlies are always maybe a bit boring in the Nations League, but it's a good sort of point for us at Villa to take a breath, say, look, good start of the season, got some massive games coming up. And let's get some players back, rest some players. I think it's a good time for a break for us.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Looking at Coxie's comment, Watkins did get called up and so did Conser. Obviously, I don't think Conser will go now. I think he will which I think is good for him because he almost played every game for us last year. Besides, did he get injured last year? Did he miss a couple of games because of injury?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, certainly did. And
we had Conser and Carlos. They let a few goals in.
Yeah,
Ian Maddison got called up for Holland. Pau Torres got called up again for Spain. That's good to see. So
I saw United are looking at him, I heard.
At who?
I did see that. Torres.
45 million. That gets you his right boot.
I can look.
Yeah.
Does anyone see the biggest international call-up? Anyone see the big news?
Morgan Rogers.
No. Roman Olsen. Congratulations, going to the Sweden camp. So hopefully get some international experience under his belt.
Yeah, he's not playing for us. Like,
just get any experience.
He's third choice right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure Gauchi got called up, right?
Gauchi got called up, the great man.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to rush off yesterday because obviously I had to get the train, I would have waited around to see the great man.
Who's the Aussie keeper? Is it Ryan?
Ryan's still number one, I think. Yeah.
Gauchi, what, 2?
Yeah, well, they kind of rotate. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, Gauchi's been playing a bit more though. I think he played the last World Cup match, the qualifier. I think.
So, see who Popovic picks. So,
and then if anyone saw his save against Wickham, he's got to be number one.
I saw that save.
Absolutely. I actually watched also the women's game against Brighton, and that was disappointing 4-2 defeat. And they don't look quite the same side that they were a couple of years ago. I mean, Rachel Davies.
Layman. No, everyone's actually watching the football now, Scott.
Exactly, and she's not even playing for Juventus. I don't think the women's.
Neither's Dougie. He's not getting much of a sniff.
No, he's not. And when he did come on in the Champions League, he gave a penalty away straight away. So he's not having the greatest time.
Maybe they're on the verge of another breakup, Scott. Mental stuff affects your performance.
Maybe we could put in a sneaky loan deal in January to get.
I don't want him back, mate. Get Jack back. Get Jack back ahead of Dougie.
Yeah,
that's what Scott would love. Scott's
bring Jack back.
He would fit in just nicely on that left-hand side.
Mate, we finally have someone that can create, open up. He's very selfless. Good camaraderie with the boys.
Can you imagine him and Rogers go like, it's just I'm getting excited thinking about it.
He'd be like, he'd see Barkley and McGinn. He'd be like, oh fuck, you guys are still here.
And Mohammed Adams just said, Duran signed a new contract. We were talking about that. Do you guys think? It will have a release clause, I think
it's around 80 million. I think it's big bucks.
I think we've learned. I don't think so. I reckon we've learned from the Grealish one. By the way, the contract's until 2030. So it's a long-term contract for John Duran.
The guy's 20, mate.
I know. I love it. I'm saying it's good,
mate. You know how long that thing's going to be in 6 years?
And what's he been told behind the scenes? Do you think by Emery? Do you think he's going to start games soon? I mean, this is the big question, right? I mean, what happens?
You ask to live again. I kill your family.
What?
Well, I don't know if he's got that sort of power. I don't know. He's not a mafia.
I don't know, man. Emery could slot straight into what's it called? What's that?
Sopranos.
No, Peaky Blinders.
Oh god.
Oh god.
He was
maybe,
watching it to
but,
learn his English. But
Was he?
yeah, clearly he knows he has a future. I've said for a while, Scott, I think down the track we may cash in on Ollie ahead of Duran.
Look, I wouldn't be totally surprised if it went down that
I hope
way.
we don't. I do love Ollie.
I don't
Still
think that's
waiting.
going to happen in the next 18 months or so. But who knows? Maybe when like Ollie gets closer to 30, and we kind of, if someone came in with silly money,
well, he's in
and
his prime, right? And
yeah, and
Saudi
if Duran keeps going like this for say 2 years, right, and he keeps scoring, then we could do something like that. But I mean, I don't want to get rid of Ollie, and
Emery's,
I don't think
Emery's kept up his end of the bargain, Scott. Durant's seeing more minutes now than he ever was at Villa, right? And you saw when he came on, just all the fans were like, I think he loves that low key.
He
does it for the crowd.
And he gets called back from Villa Park.
I saw there was a meme or something. They're like other teams, and they see John Duran warming up with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah,
he just has that aura about him. That's the thing. Like,
I'm really happy for him. Look, bad attitude or not, we all give him shit, but nothing better than seeing the boys get around him. But I did say pre-pod, or did I say during, where Rodgers and him were kind of going at it. He was saying something to Rodgers, and I feel like Ollie had to push Rodgers away and separated. They were inside the United box for a corner. Maybe he didn't look at him. Maybe Duran thought Rodgers shot, and Rodgers, you don't realize it, the ball bobbled, but he was looking to cut it across.
Yeah, I think there was like Barkley put a pass to Duran, and Rodgers was sort of in the way and took it and had a shot. But if he had left it, like let it go through his legs, like it would have been on Duran's left peg, like just in
first time
prime position. Yeah. So I think he was a bit annoyed about that, but that kind of thing happens. He wants to score goals.
And I think Barkley was being a bit selfless as well. There was one where he was on the edge of the box, not really anyone around there. You should have just pinged it. Take a chance, Ross.
Just
he's got it in the closet. We know that.
As long as you test the keeper, because obviously we know Onana. He's a great keeper. He has a mistake in him as well when he gets put under pressure.
Yeah, but the closer you are, the more likely you are to shoot. No, it was just on the edge of the box, right? I thought, give it one, Ross.
Yeah.
Would have loved him to put one in. I thought he had a really good game.
Went in, by the way.
Again, 5 million bargain now. We're all saying things pre-season. Clearly, Emery, I'll give him credit that he's made some great signings.
Like this is an interesting comment from
that's what I was going to put up as well.
KM Guard. Because I think like we have so many opportunities to put the ball in the box.
We just don't do it.
And we don't do it very often. And I know yesterday a lot of the balls weren't beating the first man, and there was like, a lack of quality on the crosses. But there is also obviously a message there, especially in the first half of games. I'm thinking just to like recycle the ball, come back, start again, go back out the other side.
Oh, free kicks as well.
Oh, yeah, that free kick routine. Yeah,
and you've got a centre back partnership that haven't played together for a while. They're old. They're not their first choice. They're conceding goals for fun. They've United at the moment. I think we've got to sort of mix it up a little bit more. I know Emery likes to control the ball and control the pace of the game, but we got to be a little bit more direct at times as well.
Look at I'll come from Torres found Duran's run. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's where you're going to score. Like Bayern centre backs are more elite than United right now. Yeah. We managed to fucking beat them. A bit of luck on our side, but I don't know. Just mix it up, and also like I trust Digne to ping one in the box more than anyone.
Yeah.
Someone like Philogene or Bailey on the other side, they always sort of cut back. They very rarely just get in that early cross and
Philogene's shot start of the game. I thought it was actually a half decent attempt. Just take a shot.
It looked good as well. It looked like it was going to.
If it went in, mate, the crowd would have erupted.
Just faded a little bit, but all I'm going to say is it's positive things. It's just I know. Like imagine we didn't lose to Arsenal. I imagine we drew to Arsenal, which I think we deserve more than that. Like we've only lost one game.
Ipswich killed us.
We've only lost one game. 2 years ago, we lose to Ipswich. They deserve to win. Ipswich deserved to beat us that day, and we got a draw.
Yeah, I know.
I thought Barkley and Tillemans actually looked really good. I thought Barkley was actually tackling very well. His positioning was great. I thought he looked really good. I don't know. For me, just he stood out last night. I'm really glad that we signed him.
Yeah, there was a few times he gave the ball away, but I don't think he was the only one.
He's not prime anymore, Scott. It's a new Barkley that we've become accustomed to, not the evident guy that's going to run the whole field. I did like when Rogers got the ball. I think it was a counter, and he just went with
He
it.
just
At one
turned
point.
and went. Yeah.
Doesn't have top speed though. I've noticed he's really good dribbling with the ball, but he hasn't got that top speed. And I think we do miss Diaby again. It stands out again, Scott. Feeling Diaby's lost.
I would like to just see us like I don't mind the possession. I just would like to see it a bit quicker. You know, like sometimes when like Martinez is just standing there on the ball, and then no one's closing him down.
94th minute, Scott. Yesterday, 94th minute, and we played so slow.
He's doing keepy ups almost at the line. Martinez.
Take the game on. Like everyone was screaming for it, and I think Madison came on like the 85th minute. And we didn't talk about the rest battery, by the way. The rest battery dying. It was pretty funny seeing the guy running around with the box. It was like it was Call of Duty.
The emergency kit, mate. The emergency kit.
Yeah,
played him. He got moving, that young guy. He was running around he started at the away fans. He had to run around the full north down to the Trinity Road.
And also, what the hell were the 6 minutes out of time for anyway?
Because there was 3 minutes left in the game when the rest battery died, plus the 3 minutes.
I think it was mostly because of that. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, see, Nottingham Chelsea. What a lot of cards. They're all in scuffle. You didn't see?
Yeah. Well, that's
13 minutes out of time.
Because if we think about, we're in a mini league with Spurs, United, Newcastle, Chelsea, right?
Brighton are in it now again.
Yeah, I mean, if we're in that sort of mini league, all of those teams drop points.
Yeah,
as well as us. Like, none of them got away from us this week.
No,
even though we drew the game.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
The problem is, sorry, go on.
Yeah, Chelsea drew at home to Forest. Spurs lost to Brighton. Newcastle drew to Everton. So, I mean, it wasn't a disastrous weekend. I mean, the other three, Liverpool, Arsenal.
But that's the problem. That's where we want to be, Scott. They're gaining the 3 points, and we're only taking one. So then that creates an even bigger buffer.
But is it realistic to think we can match it with those top three, or is that being a little bit?
Yesterday's game was there for the taking. Yes, we have some injuries, right? But I still think, take some fucking shots. Like Scotty UK said, 2 tippy-tappy, take a chance, right? Win 1-0. It's not a pretty
as Cam Gart said here,
I think
one shot on goal.
That's not good reading.
That was Philogene Badace's shot.
No, that was off target. No.
Well, there was the Rogers shot, but
Rogers shot. Yeah, that was off target as well. Yeah,
that could have been in. That was unlucky.
The first one that went on target was the Tillemans one. That's the first save that Anana had to make. And Ollie, he gets he gets sort of starved of the ball, and then he gets that one chance, and he just hits it in an area where he's probably never going to score. But
that might have been frustrated.
That might have come. Yeah, exactly. That comes from the frustration, and it's just we need.
We're not playing through him enough, right? I think who said it? Cam Gart said it. More ball to Ollie. We're not playing through Ollie anymore.
Yeah.
Trying to find Duran. I'm all for finding him.
It was frustrating to say the least.
Playing through Ollie is our whole attack, right? That's our focal point.
Yeah, 100%.
And we were going through Rogers a lot, and it just wasn't his day with that final ball. But he made some great turns, and I don't think there's many players in the Premier League, if any, that are better at getting the ball and turning their man and just running at the defense at the moment. He's
you factor in age. He's just come up from the Championship not long ago. Scott, what a talent, and I don't know, we've made the signings we made. Go on.
If he could just add that final bit, like that goal,
he's complete. He's a complete player. He's very Bellingham-esque, very similar. Obviously more of a Timu version, but we'll take it.
Or Cole Palmer, he reminds me of as well. Who's...
I agree with Scotty. I said, that's what we needed. I've seen Barrenechea. He could open up a game. Ealing Jr.'s got some X factor in him, right? We saw preseason.
Yeah.
Why did we fucking loan him out? I put them ahead of Buendia any day of the week.
And Ealing Jr., coming on, maybe for Philogene or someone or Bailey, I mean, he's looked good for Bologna. I mean, he's coming to Villa Park just in a couple of weeks. So
he can't play.
No, he can. That rule is only for the Premier League, I think.
Oh, okay.
That you can't play against each other. I'm pretty sure in Europe he'll play in that game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. So very interesting. What else is there? So Noah, how have you loved your trip so far. Like, show us what Scotty UK gave you and all
Let's
that
say
stuff.
I've got a bunch of stuff, but this is the. Look at this.
Yeah, did you get what he asked? Is that what he said to come and get? He said to come and get something.
Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it?
Another flag. I've also got some other like up the Villa flags from last year as well.
Yeah.
I think, Scott, you have to let me know. I have to go pick it up quickly.
Did you get any? Did you steal any? Did you get any random things? No, like take a urinal cake.
I think it's a 97, 98 away shirt. Looks like kind of like yours.
It is.
In that one
Yeah.
there. But,
Not as right.
and a bunch of old programs.
So do they sell vintage shit at the Villa shop as well, like that?
They sell like remake stuff. That's an original, that one. So it was really nice seeing Scotty.
There's no vintage shops around Villa.
Like we
You
mean
can get them.
classic football
Something
shirt.
like just
You
like
can-
just old.
You can get the vintage
random
shirts from there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aston Villa ashtray. We'll call it an ashtray.
But I also got some old like programs, and I saw one from 1989. There's some reviews and stuff in there. It's unbelievable, a lot of stuff. So Scotty, absolute legend, and this will be going up. This Bayern Munich flag, which I was unlucky not to go to the game. This will be going up proudly on my setup at home. So
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a fucking flag. Love that.
I also got the program from that game coming as well. So
Hail Hitler.
Jesus Christ, Tommy.
Hail Hitler.
Look, they weren't very
Nick,
happy.
I heard they made an offer he couldn't refuse, so he signed the contract. So in other words, gave him a bit of extra cash, bit of Matty.
A bit of coin.
It's we got Unai from The Godfather. You know, he is like the Godfather for us. He's just running everything.
One man. I said I think it'll be a matter of keeping the coach, not the players. But I think he's very project driven, and I think he wants to win something with Villa, and he won't leave until he does. Because he's managed big teams. He's been offered big bucks. PSG, I'm sure, would have thrown some big bucks at him.
What do you think about this? Like a lot of like the sort of media, the like Talk Sport and places like that have been floating this sort of idea that he could go to United. That's been like a thing. Like,
why would he take a backward step right now? He has been handed the keys to Villa Park, and he is just building exactly what he wants. He's been given. He's like, it's not like it's what Sir Alex Ferguson was at United, right? He is the man. He is the person in charge. He gets to pick the transfers. He gets to pick his staff.
Yeah, United won't give him those permissions.
He's the manager. He's not the head coach. He's the manager. He is the guy.
And you know,
and he's the golden boy of Villa Park. He get whatever he wants. So we've and Edens we'll do whatever. So we're and Edens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's always liked a project like Villa, like Villarreal, like Seville, where he can, you know, take a club that's, you know, on the rise and sort of take them to that next level. And I think, you know, he's found the perfect home here.
Spot on, Scott.
And, you know,
and he knows his limits.
Well, yeah, I think he doesn't. He might not be the best at dealing with the prima donnas and the sort of, you know, when he was at PSG, I know he might have suffered a bit with that. But and at Arsenal, I know the Arsenal fans absolutely hate him. I don't understand why, because, you know, did he really do that badly? I don't think so.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
But you know, look, it's you know, I think he's got a great home here, and we are happy to have him. But I just don't like the fact that, you know, the media always, when a team, maybe a lesser fancy team, like do well, they're always trying to sell off their best player or get rid of their manager, or, you know, it's absolute, like, you know, it seems like it's coordinated. You know, it seems like it's, you know, they've got some sort of agenda at times, and, you know, just leave us alone and just let us to do our thing. You know?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but then we disturb the agenda in the big six, or their theoretical six. Even like you look at your Brightons, your Newcastles, they don't want us to do well, Scott. Right? I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, they want to be in our position, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, should we? Have you got the fantasy? What? Any updates? I didn't have a very
fantasy update. I think I had a shocking week, to be honest with you. I didn't even look.
Yeah, I didn't have a very good week at all.
I bought Haaland in on my wild card. Biggest mistake of my life.
I'm just going to hide in the background.
Yeah, have you joined it, Tommy? Let me guess. No, you have not.
I've asked you for the code in the group chat, and you still refuse to put it.
I have sent it to you, Tommy. I've sent it to you.
Send it in the group chat right now. I will click.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Come on,
I was going to wild card last week, and all my fucking gems would have buzzed.
I can't even get
Yeah.
into my account though, actually. So that is,
Also, are we just going to lock up Cole Palmer as player of the season yet, or what?
Look, he didn't do much yesterday, but
He got a fucking goal. He got the assist.
he got the assist. He did.
not
Look,
like
he's
the last
pretty
time.
good.
Forest, are they a revelation under the Nunez or what?
That they've
good.
improved a lot. They have. Yeah,
gonna
they'll probably.
say-
It's turned
sorry.
into prime Ronaldo, R9.
I was going to say,
Senior.
I did the Villa Park tour the other day.
Nice.
They
How
reopened
was
them
it?
up. So I went on the new tour. It was very good. If you haven't done it, definitely recommend that people go and check it out. I thought it was great to go have a look at the new
Did you
tunnel.
see anyone? Did you meet anyone, Nolan?
Did I see anyone or meet anyone? What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm from Australia, I don't know, I've come
I
fucking
was
all this
walking
way.
into Birmingham the other day, and Mass Pacheco from the women's team walked past me.
Who?
Oh, nice.
Mass Pacheco from the women's team, she walked past me. She was in the middle
Yeah,
of
like where do all the Villa guys hang?
They're not on the tour.
Matches. Do you have money for a bus fare home? I'm a bit thin at the moment, that's for sure. It's good. I need to get back to work. I need to earn some more money. But
Only fans, mate. Noah's fans. Send some feet pics. You'll be rich overnight, Noah.
Is that right? So who's leading? Patrick is leading the Coupe de Villa Superliga.
Where's the
What up,
Birmingham bloke?
Third.
Zulu Warriors.
Third.
What about me? Have I dropped?
You're fourth.
Yep. Oh well.
I'm 16th. I'm tapping out. I'm having a shocking.
Ouch.
1 week you don't check your team for 1 week and you're fucked.
Tommy is nowhere to be seen. Muhammad Adam 12th.
Muhammad Adam.
Michelle's 8th.
He said he had one good week and that's it. So
Yeah, I haven't.
Muhammad, that's all you need, mate. You're in the A.
Kieran is second as well. So there's a lot of guys going around. So and Owen's
Kieran?
14th.
Oh, it's the international break now, so no more.
How are
weeks.
how are all of us gurus down the bottom?
I don't know. It's my team's good as well. I just didn't.
You just don't know ball, boys. You got to know your ball.
I had Cameron Archer on the bench. Obviously,
Hey, who's Ken? Ken reckons he took you out, Noah. He was in Turkey.
Oh, I wish I was in Turkey. I wish.
Hey, maybe you are a turkey.
Am I? I might be in Turkey.
Trabzonspor, the Red Sea.
Oh, mate.
I'm not, but
my missus said no. Julian, sorry, she missed
him. Good. I think it's looking good.
Okay.
Hey, and Bomo, he's informed that.
I know. He's my highest player.
My prediction for Brentford to get relegated is looking bad. I said Palace top 8. Fulham.
What about Wolves? The Dingles.
Yeah.
They're
going down. The Dingles
They
are
play
down.
football. I wouldn't mind Cunha off the bench.
But they can't win a game to save their lives, and Gary Neal's in big trouble.
Home or something in March. Like it's an absurd amount.
Mate, Lopetegui left the sinking ship, and they got a nice win for West Ham on the weekend.
Yeah.
Also, I know we didn't say something, but I saw Lopez. I still think we had a bit of buying hangover, to be honest, whether we admit it or not. Like the players did look we looked a bit lethargic and just flat from the get-go.
Absolutely.
Subs or not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think this break will do as well, and we'll come back, Fulham away. It's a interesting place for us. We've had some good wins there, but we've also had some pretty crushing defeats. Steven Gerrard's last ever game.
Was there?
That was a low light, but I guess it worked out. It worked out well in the end for us because
it meant big Anana back. It's funny, right? No Anana and nothing goes in the box all of a sudden.
Yeah, we definitely missed Onana.
Well, if you get his goals for us, mate.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, well, I think that's a good time to wrap it up. Thanks again for all your support. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a friend. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the season. Please come along on this journey with us. Thanks for everyone in the chat tonight. You guys are awesome, and we love you as always. And we will be back for Fulham away after the international break. And so till then, up the Villa, and we'll catch you later. See yous.
Yeah.